So, something smell like weed. But, nah, man, it sucks. Boy, DJ M.I.A, aka Mike, Millions, whatever the fuck you want to call it. More music on the way. But, why I became an atheist, or not even really an atheist, or just non-religious, because, like most people in this country, where, Christianity is like 80%. So, most people grew up in Christian households. And I believed in, God and all that shit until just, I don't know, until like a year ago. To where, I'm watching enough, because I'm subscribed to the Amazing Atheist. And what was so ironic is that I was subscribed to him ever since I was 15, 16 years old. So like back in like 2006 days when he first arrived on the scene. And I like this content because he had good informative arguments and all that stuff like that. My bad, I'm outside. That was so fucked up. But yeah, like he had good content and shit like that. And I didn't subscribe to him just because he's an atheist. But yeah, I like his content. I like his videos. And most of his points that he make, they're valid. Especially the whole thing about the atheism thing. So I started doing more of my research and all that and stuff like that, and I started to critically think about it, and I'm just like, and then something in my head just clicked. I'm just like, man, there really is no evidence. There's no, like, prime example. There's evidence that this is fucking still reserved, because you can see it, you can touch it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you can feel it, all that shit. You can't see God, you can't touch God. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I feel him, his presence. Bullshit. How the fuck you know? And what's funny is people always say, God this, God that. They try to understand God. First off, if there is a God, you would not be able to understand his mindset, because we are locked into we wouldn't be able to understand him, because we're only just human. We're not at that level of intelligence, because if he's all powerful, all knowing, and all this other shit, you wouldn't understand what the fuck he doing. Excuse me. But yeah, why I became an atheist is, I guess I have irrational reasons. Again, there's no evidence. Number two, you can pray all you want. You could pray all you want. You can go to church all you want. But if that shit that you prayed for, better yet, there's studies out there to where they said, like, it was a hospital study. I forgot about. No, yeah, they said like some people came in and prayed for sick patients in hospitals, and it didn't work. But guess what? Most of them believers, they'll say, oh, well, God has a plan. Then why even pray? Go talk to George Carlin about that shit. Go, you know what I'm saying? Go look at George Carlin video. He broke that shit down to a science. Cause like he said, if you go out here and pray, out of everybody who's on this planet, you think that God is gonna listen to your prayer, your one prayer? You think that he gonna listen to your one prayer that could completely fuck up his plan? So that's one reason why. And another reason why is the Bible. And let's just be honest, most of them Christians don't read that Bible from back to front. I'm just being dead serious. Better yet, what's even more funny is that more atheists or non-believers read the Bible, way more thoroughly than Christians do. Or, people who, follow the Bible that believe in God, whatever. They read that shit more thoroughly than Christians do to point out all the fucked up shit that's in the Bible, like condoning rape, condoning slavery, condoning all types of fucked up shit that's in the Bible, dude. But then you turn around and Christians say that, oh, well, you taking it out of context and all that shit. I'm like, okay, all right, now you're just reaching at that point. And guess what? You saying we taking it out of context, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't the Bible been written like, infinity times over. I'm over exaggerating, because they always say on the Bible it's the King James version. Well, what versions were before that? And are those, and is the way the Bible was written, was it written the exact same way? Were there some words in there that would make some passages have different context than it does in the King James? I don't fucking know. So I'm just not even gonna bother with it. So that's another reason. And another reason, man, that I became a non-believer or non-religious is I feel like it's a form of slavery, dude. And if there is a God, why the fuck does he need people worshiping him? If I'm a God, then and I can do whatever the fuck I want, why the hell would I create beings that's in my image, but has lower intelligence than me, lower understanding, all that other shit, and basically put them in a reality for them to suffer through every day, and not give them infinite plenty, infinite paradise while they're alive? Because all that, when you die, you go to heaven, and you live in paradise for all eternity. Why can't we have that now? Right? Why can't we have that shit while we're alive? And if there is a God, then he is doing a horrible fucking job. And also, the universe is infinitely big. Why the fuck would he spend all his time worried about this one little speck of dust from on the cosmic level? It just makes no fucking sense. It just makes no sense. But hey, man, what if it make y'all sleep better at night? That's cool. But again, maybe there is a high. I'm not gonna say that there isn't anything out there that has a higher level of intelligence than us. Maybe there is some entity out there that has a higher level of intelligence. We don't know, because we haven't. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Just because we haven't discovered it yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist, or doesn't mean they don't exist. But there's just no evidence for God, man. And the way this shit, and you can create so many arguments against God and against religion itself. Okay, you got, speaking of different types of religion, Islam, blah 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 blah. How do we know which one of those are the right one? How do we know which one is the right one? You see what I'm saying? I feel like religion is just a coping mechanism for death. That's really what it is, in my opinion. It's a coping mechanism to make you feel better that when you die, you're not gone. You're somewhere in another existence, in another state, in another reality. Maybe you are, but it may not be what most religions describe it to be, because we don't know where consciousness goes after we're dead. Shit, and we discovered that there's parallel universes out there. Maybe if you die, your consciousness gets transferred over to that other said universe, and you living in a totally different reality. But yeah, man, that's just my opinion. But I'll see y'all in the next one.